Have you ever noticed how some people just have that magnetic quality? It's not about designer clothes or perfect features, it's something deeper, something authentic. Today, we're diving into the genuine behaviors and subtle gestures that create powerful, lasting attraction. Trust me, by the end of this, you'll understand the secret language of connection that goes far beyond surface-level appeal. Before we begin, let me be clear about something. This isn't about changing who you are or playing games. It's about recognizing the natural behaviors that create genuine connection. So let's explore what really captures attention and why these moments matter so much. The power of physical closeness. Resting against him during quiet moments. Picture this scene. You've both had exhausting days. You're finally home, collapsed on the couch, and without thinking, you lean your head against his chest. Your arm drapes naturally across him. Time seems to slow down in that moment. Why is this so powerful? Because it's not just about physical touch, it's about vulnerability and trust. When someone feels safe enough to literally let their guard down and rest in your presence, it communicates volumes. There's a primal comfort in being someone's safe harbor, their place of peace. Men often carry the weight of being strong and stoic, so when you choose them as your resting place, it fulfills a deep-seated need to protect and provide comfort. This gesture also creates a unique form of intimacy. Unlike passionate kisses or elaborate romantic gestures, this quiet closeness speaks to everyday partnership. It says, "I feel at home with you." And that's incredibly powerful. The gentle touch of hair play. Now, here's something you might not realize has such impact: running your fingers through someone's hair. Watch closely next time you do this. Notice how their eyes close, how their breathing changes, how they unconsciously lean into your touch. There's actual science behind this. The scalp contains numerous nerve endings that respond to gentle stimulation, releasing feel-good hormones like oxytocin and serotonin. But beyond biology, there's something deeply personal about allowing someone into your personal space in this way. Hair touching is intimate. It's not something we let just anyone do. When you take the time to gently massage his scalp or run your fingers through his hair, you're providing more than physical pleasure. You're offering a moment of pure care and attention. In our fast-paced, always-on world, these moments of genuine tenderness stand out. They create memories that linger long after the moment passes. Natural displays of warmth. Here's where authenticity becomes everything. Affection that comes from genuine feeling rather than obligation or expectation carries entirely different energy. Think about the difference between an obligatory hug and one that comes from true warmth. You can feel it, right? Spontaneous gestures create magic in relationships. That unexpected hand squeeze while driving, the impromptu hug from behind while he's making coffee, the soft touch on his shoulder when passing by, these unscripted moments reveal authentic connection. They say, "I thought of you, and I couldn't help but reach out." What makes these gestures particularly powerful is their spontaneity. They're not performative or calculated, they're genuine expressions of affection. And that authenticity is what creates lasting impact. Men can sense when affection is forced versus when it flows naturally from real feeling. Taking initiative, the balance of energy. Breaking the pursuit pattern. Let's talk about something that creates unnecessary stress in many connections: the expectation that one person should always initiate. Here's the reality: constantly being the pursuer is exhausting. The anxiety of, "Am I being too much? Should I wait?" What if I seem desperate? Can paralyze someone into inaction. When you take initiative, sending that first text, suggesting plans, reaching out when you genuinely want to connect, you create breathing room in the relationship. You demonstrate that interest isn't one-sided, that you're equally invested in building connection. This doesn't mean keeping score or forcing yourself into roles that don't feel natural. It means allowing the energy of pursuit to flow both ways. Maybe he suggests dinner, but you follow up with movie recommendations. He texts good morning, you call that evening to share something funny that happened. This back and forth creates momentum and eliminates the pressure cooker of one-sided pursuit. Men find this incredibly attractive because it removes doubt. Instead of wondering if you're interested or just being polite, they have clear signals. And clarity, that's deeply attractive. The art of direct communication. Here's a revolutionary concept, saying what you actually mean. I know, groundbreaking, right? But seriously, the amount of confusion that exists in connections because people expect mind reading is staggering. When you express your thoughts and feelings clearly, I really enjoyed spending time with you, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed and need some quiet time, that comment hurt my feelings, you create an environment where authentic communication can flourish. Men particularly appreciate this because it removes guesswork. Instead of analyzing every text for hidden meaning or wondering if that smile means you're happy or just being polite, they have actual information to work with. This doesn't mean oversharing every passing thought, but it does mean communicating clearly about things that matter. Direct communication also prevents resentment from building. When you can address concerns as they arise rather than letting them accumulate, you maintain relationship health. And the confidence required to communicate directly? That's inherently attractive. The strength of self-advocacy. Standing firm in your values. There's something undeniably compelling about someone who knows their worth and isn't afraid to defend it. This isn't about being aggressive or confrontational. It's about having clear boundaries and the courage to maintain them. When someone crosses a line, dismisses your feelings, or treats you disrespectfully, how you respond reveals character. Do you shrink back and accept poor treatment? Or do you calmly but firmly establish boundaries? The latter demonstrates self-respect that naturally commands respect from others. Men find this attractive for several reasons. First, it shows you won't accept just anything. You have standards. Second, it demonstrates emotional maturity and confidence. Third, it actually makes them feel more secure because they know where they stand. Clear boundaries create safer connections because both people understand expectations. Standing up for yourself also models healthy relationship dynamics. It shows that you expect to be treated well and that you're capable of advocating for your needs. This strength doesn't diminish connection, it strengthens it by ensuring both people feel valued and respected. Style, comfort, and confidence. The borrowed wardrobe effect. Okay, let's talk about something seemingly simple but surprisingly significant: wearing his clothes. That oversized hoodie that swallows you, his t-shirt that falls to your mid-thigh, those sweatpants you have to roll 3 times. There's something about this that guys find absolutely endearing. Why? Several reasons. First, there's a territorial element. Seeing you in his clothes creates a visual marker of connection. It's a subtle signal that you're comfortable claiming space in his life. Second, the size difference emphasizes femininity in a way that feels natural rather than performed. Third, It suggests comfort and intimacy. You're not worried about looking perfectly put together. But here's the deeper appeal. It's playful and intimate simultaneously. There's something about catching a glimpse of you padding around in his shirt, comfortable and unself-conscious, that creates a sense of domesticity and partnership. It's a visual representation of shared life. Authentic personal style. Now let's flip the script. Dressing for yourself. Not for trends, not for others' approval, but because something makes you feel good. This self-assurance, choosing outfits that reflect your genuine taste, radiates an attractive confidence. Why does this matter? Because when you dress for external validation, it shows. There's a tension, a need for approval that reads as insecurity. But when you wear something because you love it, because it makes you feel like yourself, that comfort and confidence is palpable. Men pick up on this energy. They can sense when someone is comfortable in their own skin versus when they're performing. And that authentic self-possession? That's magnetic. It suggests you're not easily swayed by others' opinions, that you have a strong sense of self, qualities that make someone want to know you better. Your natural, unfiltered self. Here's something that might surprise you. Being comfortable in your most natural state often creates deeper intimacy than any carefully curated appearance. When you're relaxed enough to be seen without makeup, in comfortable loungewear, with messy hair, that vulnerability signals profound trust. There's beauty in unfiltered humanity. That sleepy morning face, the natural texture of your skin, the real you without enhancement, this authenticity creates connection. It says, I trust you enough to show you who I really am, not just the polished version. Men often express that these unguarded moments feel more special than formal date night appearances. Why? Because they're getting to see the real person, not the presentation. This vulnerability and realness creates intimacy that perfectly styled appearances cannot match. The confidence of posture and presence. Certain choices naturally alter how you carry yourself. High heels, for instance, don't just change height, they change posture, stride, and presence. The confidence in your walk, the way you hold your head differently, the subtle shift in body language, all of this creates a different energy. But here's the key. It's not about the shoes themselves. It's about how they make you feel and how that feeling translates into presence. When you feel confident, powerful, feminine, or elegant, that internal state manifests externally. And that self-assured energy, that's what captures attention. Emotional intelligence and depth. The loyalty you show others. Pay attention to how someone treats the people in their life. It reveals who they are at their core. When you demonstrate fierce loyalty to friends, when you show up during tough times, when you defend people who aren't present to defend themselves, you're revealing your character. Men notice this. They see how you value relationships, how you honor commitments, how you navigate conflicts with friends. And they recognize that the loyalty you extend to friends would likely extend to a romantic partner. This reliability and steadfastness is deeply attractive because it suggests you're someone worth building with. Your friendships also reveal emotional capacity. Someone who maintains deep, long-term connections demonstrates the ability to navigate the complexities of human relationship. That emotional intelligence translates into romantic connections. The art of playful teasing. There's a delicate art to playful banter. It requires reading the room, understanding boundaries, and knowing the difference between teasing and mean-spirited criticism. When done well, Playful teasing creates fun dynamics and demonstrates comfort in the relationship. Gentle jokes about burning dinner, that quirky dance move, or that terrible pun, when delivered with a warm smile and affection rather than genuine criticism, build connection. Why? Because they show you're paying attention, you're engaged, and you're comfortable enough to be playful. This lightheartedness prevents relationships from becoming too serious or heavy. It introduces levity and fun while simultaneously demonstrating that you can joke without being hurtful. That balance, being playful without being cruel, shows emotional intelligence. Passionate engagement with your interests. Watch someone talk about what they truly love. Notice how their entire energy changes. Their face animates, their voice carries different inflection, their hands move expressively. This genuine enthusiasm is contagious and compelling. When you light up discussing your career ambitions, creative projects, hobbies, or causes you care about, you become magnetic. Why? Because passion is inherently attractive. It shows depth, commitment, and the capacity for deep engagement. It reveals that you're a complete person with your own interests and pursuits, not someone who derives entire identity from relationships. Men find this particularly attractive because it takes pressure off them to be your sole source of fulfillment. When you have your own passions and pursuits, it creates a healthier dynamic where both people bring complete selves to the relationship rather than seeking completion through another person. The vulnerability factor. Allowing yourself to need support. Here's something that seems contradictory but isn't. While independence is admirable, the ability to be vulnerable and accept support actually strengthens connections. When you trust someone enough to lean on them during difficult moments, you're offering them the gift of truly knowing you. There's a protective instinct in many people, a desire to be someone's safe harbor, their source of support and comfort. When you allow someone to fulfill this role, you're meeting a fundamental human need to care for those we love. This doesn't mean becoming helpless or dependent. It means recognizing that healthy relationships involve mutual support, that allowing yourself to be vulnerable doesn't diminish your strength, it demonstrates trust. And that trust, that's the foundation of deep connection. Men often express that being needed, not in a suffocating way, but in a genuine, "you're my person" way, feels incredibly meaningful. It gives purpose and creates intimacy that independence alone cannot achieve. The subtle language of attraction. Touch during natural conversation. Here's something that happens almost unconsciously but carries significant impact: light touches during conversation. That brief hand on someone's arm while making a point, the casual touch on their shoulder while laughing, these fleeting moments of physical contact create electricity. Why? Because touch is powerful communication. These brief contacts signal comfort, interest, and connection without requiring words. They break through the barrier of polite distance and create moments of genuine contact. The key is authenticity. Forced touching reads as awkward or manipulative, but natural, comfortable touch that flows from genuine engagement creates magic. It punctuates conversation with physical connection, making interactions more memorable and engaging. Unconscious gestures that draw focus. Certain unconscious behaviors naturally draw attention. Biting your lip when concentrating or nervous, tucking hair behind your ear, that little smile when something amuses you, these unguarded moments reveal genuine emotion and humanity. Why are these attractive? Because they're real. They're not calculated or performed, they're spontaneous expressions of authentic experience. And there's something compelling about witnessing someone's unfiltered reactions and mannerisms. These gestures also create opportunities for connection. They're conversation starters, moments of charm, windows into genuine personality. The lip bite, the nervous laugh, the concentrated expression, they make you human and relatable rather than perfectly polished and distant. Expressing mild frustration. Here's something interesting. Slight annoyance often reads as more endearing than threatening. That exasperated sigh, the narrowed eyes, the hands-on-hips stance when you're mildly irritated, these expressions of minor frustration can be quite disarming. Why? Because they show you're comfortable enough to express authentic emotion, that you're not performing constant pleasantness. There's something refreshing about genuine emotional expression that isn't filtered through politeness. It makes you real and relatable. Of course, this only works when it's actual mild frustration rather than genuine anger. The key is that it's proportional, temporary, and doesn't cross into hurtful territory. That slight annoyance with endearing eye-rolling, charming. Genuine hostility, not so much. Acts of thoughtful care. Offering physical comfort and relief. After a stressful day, few things feel better than someone noticing your tension and offering relief. A shoulder massage, gently rubbing someone's back, working out the knots in their neck. These caring gestures demonstrate attentiveness and thoughtfulness. What makes these moments special isn't just the physical relief they provide, it's the attention and care they represent. Taking time to notice someone's discomfort and proactively address it shows you're tuned into their well-being. That level of attention and care creates deep appreciation. These gestures also create intimate moments of care that strengthen bonds. You're literally using your energy and time to provide comfort and relief. That investment doesn't go unnoticed, it builds layers of appreciation and connection. Unnoticed, it builds layers of appreciation and connection. Genuine enthusiasm for life's simple joys. The capacity to find delight in everyday moments, spotting a friendly dog and immediately smiling, genuinely enjoying a beautiful sunset, getting excited about finding your favorite snack. This appreciation for life's small pleasures is refreshing and attractive. Why? Because it reveals an optimistic outlook and the capacity for joy. In a world that often feels heavy and overwhelming, someone who can find genuine happiness in simple moments brings lightness to interactions. That positive energy is contagious and makes time spent together more enjoyable. This enthusiasm also shows you're present and engaged with life rather than constantly chasing future happiness. You can find joy now, in this moment, with what's available. That capacity for present moment appreciation is a gift to yourself and those around you. Moving through the world with self-assurance. Confidence manifests in countless subtle ways: how you enter a room, maintain eye contact, respond to challenges, carry yourself through space. This self-possessed energy naturally draws positive attention because confidence itself is magnetic. But here's the important distinction: we're talking about genuine confidence, not arrogance. Real confidence doesn't require diminishing others or constant validation, it's quiet assurance in your worth and capabilities. It's the ability to take up space without apology while still being respectful and aware of others. Men respond to this energy because it suggests you're someone who knows yourself, who won't require constant reassurance, who can stand on your own. That independence paired with the choice to build connection creates powerful dynamics. The common thread: authenticity. After exploring all these behaviors and gestures, What's the connecting thread? It's authenticity, being genuinely yourself rather than performing a role or trying to fit an ideal. Here's the truth. People can sense performance. We've evolved to detect authenticity versus facade because genuine connection requires real vulnerability. When you're being authentic, expressing real emotions, pursuing genuine interests, communicating honestly, showing up as your true self, that realness creates space for actual connection. The most magnetic version of you isn't some carefully crafted ideal. It's you being comfortable in your own skin, engaged with life, expressing genuine emotion, pursuing real interests, and connecting authentically with others. This doesn't mean you can't grow or improve. It means that growth should serve becoming more fully yourself rather than molding yourself to others' expectations. It means improvements should enhance your well-being rather than serving external validation. The real secret. Want to know the real secret to creating lasting attraction? It's not any single gesture or behavior. It's the combination of self-awareness, authenticity, and genuine care for others. It's being someone who knows themselves well enough to communicate clearly, values themselves enough to maintain boundaries, cares about others enough to show genuine affection, engages with life enthusiastically and authentically, balances independence with vulnerability, brings playfulness and warmth to interactions, shows up consistently and reliably. These qualities create the foundation for real connection. They attract not just attention but the right kind of attention, people who appreciate genuine humanity rather than perfect performance. Moving forward. As you move through your relationships and connections, remember this: the goal isn't to master a list of behaviors or perfect certain gestures. The goal is to become more fully yourself while developing the awareness to connect authentically with others. Notice what feels natural to you. Lean into genuine expressions of affection that align with who you are. Communicate clearly and kindly. Maintain your boundaries while remaining open to vulnerability. Pursue your passions enthusiastically. Show up for people consistently. Be playful, warm, and real. When you do these things, not because you're trying to attract someone but because they reflect who you genuinely are, you become irresistibly attractive. Not to everyone, but to the right people. And that's what matters. The most powerful form of attraction isn't about tricks or techniques. It's about being so comfortable with who you are that others feel comfortable being themselves around you. That mutual authenticity, that's where real magic happens. What authentic behaviors do you think create the strongest connections? Which of these gestures feels most natural to you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one and love hearing your perspectives. And if you found this valuable, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss future insights into creating meaningful connections. Remember, the best version of you is the real version. Stay authentic, stay engaged, and keep building genuine connections.